Hello and welcome back. My name is Amir and this is part 3 of Chess with React. In the last part we managed to add the pieces to the board. In this part we are going to move them around. We use the draggable to make these pieces draggable, but as you can see there is a bunch of problems. First is that they stay behind, and when I drop them they don't drop on the place that I want them to be. So let's go and fix them one after another. So the point number one is that if I define the position like this, and if I update one of these values here, my app will not re-render because I didn't trigger a state change or a prop change. I'm just changing something here. So in order to put this position in a state, it's better that all this functionality goes to its own function in this helper function and then be used here. So for example, I would say something like state and set state, these two use state, and they use a function like create position, like so. And this create position is the function that is being defined here and will include these lines. So I will cut these, go here and say export const create position, like so. And in the end I will just return the position. So the only thing here is that I need to import it. So import create position from helper, and I need to define this as well. So import use state from React, and these are state, and this should work the same. So, and if I refresh, it's working the same. Now if I change something using the set state, this will re-render. Cool. Okay, so how can we do the drag? If I go here and start dragging and drop it, it will be dropped on the pieces container. So this is the pieces, and these are my individual piece that I have. So when a valid drop happens, it will happen inside the piece. In other words, if I take this piece and drop it here, it's not a valid drop. It should go back to its place. But if I take this piece and drop it anywhere inside these pieces, it's a valid drop. So I need to put the drag functionality on these pieces and the drop functionality on these pieces folder. So drag is on each of these, and the drop is on this one. Okay, so let's go and do that. So in the piece I would say that there is a property called onDragStart, like so, and I will say that this is onDragStart. This will have an event, and this event will include a bunch of data. Let's go and see what they have. So if I start dragging, you will see that it's the synthetic base event. And if I open it, there is a lot of data here. One of them is this target, which is this box that the drag start has happened on. For now, what is important for us is this data transfer. Why is this important for us? Because the pieces this div does not know which one of these pieces has been dropped. So if I drag this and drop it here, these pieces doesn't know. The way to tell it that which one of these pieces has been moved or dragged, so to say, is by setting a data on the piece that is being dragged. Okay. To set that, I would go and say e.dataTransfer.setData, and we can set some data here. And the data that we can set is a text, so text, and we can send a string here. So we would send the piece, we would send the rank. I'm sending these, and in the pieces I will get them back. So here I would go and say on drop, if a drop event happened on this one, do the undrop, and the undrop is for now just logging the e.data transfer.get data of the text that has been sent. But this will not work. I will show you why. Let's go here, let's go to the console. If I drag and drop, you will see that the drop is not being triggered. The reason is that when I am moving here, a drag over happens. And that drag over, because we didn't define it, it will be the default drag over of the pieces, and that will prevent the undrop to happen. So if I go here and say const onDrag over, you will see that this onDrag over is taking place, and we need to prevent it. So I would just go here and say prevent the default. Now if I drop, you will see that there is a white pawn that is on rank 1 and file 6. This one has been moved. Now white knight 0 and 6 and so on. Awesome. So this part is done. The second thing that I want to do is that, as you can see, that as I move this piece, there is a plus sign that will be gone when I'm outside and will be added when I'm inside. This can be easily fixed as well. So here I will need to set something on the data transfer called effect allowed, and there are a bunch of effects that we can use. One of them is move. I will use this one, and you can see that as I move now, that pointer is gone. Awesome. The next thing is that I need this piece to be gone. So as I move this pawn, the pawn that is attached to the mouse should be visible, and this one should be invisible. So I can grab that by saying that target.style.display equals none, but this will trigger very fast, and there is no time to attach this piece to the mouse. So you can see that it will be disappeared, but and you see this is disappeared because this is display none. So as I click on this one, this display will be none and I cannot see what's being dragged, although the drag is happening. So we need to do it like after that being attached to the mouse, so to say. So I would say set timeout, and I will give it a function like so, and the function is just this line of code, and the delay is 0. And now you will see that it will be moving. And of course on the drop I didn't set anything, so they will stay hidden. Okay, now let's go to the drop part here and do that. So on the drop I need to have a few values. First is the piece that has been moved. That can be easily taken care of. I would be able to get the piece itself, the rank, and the file from the data transfer. So e.datatransfer.get data, and give it a text like so. And this is not a dot, but and when I get this value I can split it by a comma because I have a comma here. So if I go here, console, and do so, yeah, I need to log it as well. So log p and rank and file. White pawn 1 and 7, awesome. So I am getting the piece and the rank and file as the starting point. Now I need to see where the piece has been dropped. In order to do that, I need to see the position of mouse based on the position of the pieces. So for example, as you can see, these pieces is like, I don't know, 300 pixels from the left and like 140-50 from the top. So when I drop something like around here, it will be this much to the left plus this much, and this much from the top plus this much. So I need to figure out this value here first, and then this length and this length, and then I can find out which of the tiles the piece has been dropped on. So in order to do that, I need to use the useRef to be able to get the position of this DOM element here. So this is useRef. I would say that ref is useRef, and use the ref here. So ref is equal to ref, and I can use it on the drop. So I would say that const, let's say console.log e.clientx and e.clienty for now. So if I drop a piece around here, it's going to be 311 and 152. So if I do something like this and drop another piece here, this is going to be 153 and 149. So these two values are kind of the same, but this has been changed a lot from 311 to 153. So this really depends on the width and height of the browser. So I need to subtract this value from the left of from this value, the left of these pieces box. So to do that, I need to be able to say that ref dot current dot get bounding client rect If I like this here, now I can get a bunch of values. I can see the left, which is 363. This is the value that I want. I also need the top value, so this amount, and I need to have the width, which is from here to here, because the size of the screen might be small, and this can be 400. So these three values are the values that I want. I can use the deconstruction to get these three values in one place. So I need the width, left, and top. These are the values that I want. And I can say that the size is basically width that I get divided by 8. This can be done with height as well, but doesn't matter. And then I can say that the y value is the floor of a.client x minus left, and this value should be divided by size. The same goes for x, and this is now client y minus top divided by size, but I think that we need to convert it. So let's get x and y, and if I drop it here, you can see that it's 5 and O, but I actually need 2 and O because I'm going 0, 1, 2. So if I drop it here, it is 0 and 0, but it should be 7 because we're in rank 7 and 0, and this is counting from top. So I need to subtract 7 from the first one, so that it goes from here to here instead of here to here. So I need to say that x is 7 minus that value. And let me put this in another function that is doing the calculation. So const calculate cohorts. It takes the event and it will do these, and it will return x and y as an object. So I can use it here. I can say that get x and y, like so, from the and send the e to that one. So I'm getting this, I'm getting these as well. Now I need to do the update on my state, but I don't want to do it here because this is an array of array and I need to have a copy of my state. This is useful later on because we need to go back between the positions. So for example, if in one move my pawn goes here and in the second move my enemy takes the pawn, goes here, and if we want to go back, then we should move this pawn back to here and this pawn back to here. So we need to have a history of the positions that have happened so far. So in order to have that and to keep that in mind, we need to have a position every time that a new move occurs. So here I would say that my new position is copy position of the state, which is our current position. Need to write this function. This function shall go here. So export const copy position. It takes a position and it will render a new position. The new position will be the same size. So the new position is the same size, and I can do it with 2 for loops the old way. So for every rank between 0 and 8, and for every, let's say, file, again between 0 and 8, I can say that new position at rank and file is the position at rank and file. And in the end, I would just return the new position like so. And here, when I did the copying, I need to add it to my imports. And when I did this, I can easily say that the new position of rank and file should now be empty, because I have moved this piece from here to here, so this piece should be empty. And the new position at x and y will be the p, because this piece has been moved from here to here. And then I need to say my state is the new position. I am overwriting it for now so that it doesn't get too complicated, but later on we will add the position to the list of the positions that we have. So if I go to my components and I will move, you can see that it's working now. And now, as you can see, I have the white pawn, which is this pawn, and then I have this white pawn, which is this one, and I have a black pawn, which is here. But you can see that I can do lots of crazy moves. I can move the white piece and black piece like 10 times, and these are the things that we are going to fix later. But this is working very good now. The only thing is that if I drop something out of the box, because I didn't catch that, it will vanish. So you can see, because this display none is in place and there is nothing to set it back to display block. So in the piece here, you can say on drag end, and this will happen when the drag ends. So here we can say that the thing that we said here, but the other way. So we could say e.style display is block. And now if I drop something, actually I need to add it to my list here as well. So on drag end, so this will take place, and now this is working fine. Cool. So I think this part is over, and it's getting formed. It's going to be perfect soon. As you can see, I can move the pieces around, but I can take my own pieces as well and do a bunch of crazy things. These are the things that we are going to fix in the next videos. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.